I'm Marshall. Welcome to JLC episode 38.
This channel follows an established business on its way to making £100 million. From delivery to warehouse and sales you won't believe, you'll see it all here at JLC TV.
Good morning. We are driving back to the UK today. Let's fill you guys in on what we did yesterday. It wasn't a good day, but like I said, we're in that kind of hi, how's it going? We're on that purgatory part, that part where it's not just the start of a new month, it's the end of the financial year. So even though it is the beginning of April, a lot of people aren't really viewing it like that. And I feel a lot better today. Yesterday was crazy. I only slept like 3 hours 45 and I had this just like hours of meeting from the minute I got in till when I left. And by the end of it, it's crazy. You might not even be able to see it in the last episode, but I was struggling to even like process thoughts. I'm obviously fasting, I had no coffee, and like trying to just get out basic conversations and make basic decisions. It was like, my head was fried yesterday. So hey, that's another thing that can happen sometimes. It's hard to like look after your head. How much did we do yesterday? Beaksy, how much did we turn over? Do you remember?
It was around 16k, so it's quietish day.
Europe, we did 4,400.
Yeah.
Nice. And Jules won. Good to see Jules winning. And in UK, close, 19,986. But no breakfast and only 137 orders processed. Which, guys who know our channel, how many orders do we typically process, Beaksy?
100.
How many was the average last month?
170 something?
Yeah, which is the last digit of the 170?
171.
Not close.
172.
6 upside down is?
9.
179.
Yeah.
Jeffrey's not here. I thought I was going to be able to say bye to Jeffrey this morning, but that's a shame, brother. So I hope you have a great day. And also, shout out to Emre and Jeffrey, who got, I believe, our biggest outbound delivery yesterday, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
One of, I don't know, hopefully they're going to put the video on here, but typically we use a box, is it box 6 for the phone cases? And we showed that video against the box
7,
6 to the box that we were using yesterday. Box 7, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's compared next to a box 7. And a box 7 is a big box. 440 cases, phone cases, yeah? Tablet. Oh, wow. Crazy. We're just saying that was a mad box.
We got really good April lined up. We've got a meeting on Friday with a big dog in Holland. Tried for a year and a half. So
Really?
Which is really good news.
Sick, bro.
Then we've got Tesco next week with
Right.
We've got 2 years again in the making.
Sick.
And all our products are on their website correctly. We emailed us yesterday. So yeah, that's really good. So everything's in line. Jules is working on some big dogs as well. Some samples went out this week. So I'm hoping that we get some big numbers over the next, let's say, week or so. So this month, comfortably, I think, and I am miles off over the last couple of months. What I reckon we should be aiming for a minimum of this month.
Cool.
Sick. We're at a point now with Europe, which is pretty sick, is that negligibly, February, we made a little bit of money. March, we just about broke even. So like, it's like, oh, make a bit. And we had this in 2017, 2018. And like you guys who have seen on my LinkedIn and my Instagram, actually, where we show you the results that we did in 2018, it can be easy sometimes to be like, oh, nothing's really happened for a year, because literally, Beak will remember, in 2017 through to 2018, it was like, yeah, we made some money. Oh, we lost some money. Yeah, we made some money. And that happened for 2 years until by 2019, it wasn't a lot of money in 2019, but it was now like, every month is profit, some small, some bigger. And we are kind of at that precipice here. The most stressful part is to get out of the hole where you're paying for everyone's salaries. The fact that we have 6 people here now and we're breaking even. 4, we had 2 people and we were losing money. So you can see how the machine is getting to but it's a slog. But the difference is a lot of people, they can make money in their first year or whatever, but their businesses are capped by a ceiling. Let's say you set up a pet shop today. Yeah, cool, you might be able to break even in month 1, month 2, but our ceiling is a lot higher. By the end of it, like we said at like that networking event, the clients we will have will be astronomical. Do you know what I mean?
And especially with Europe as well, I think it's a little bit different to the UK. Obviously, you have tenders in the UK, but Europe is a lot more tenderized. Everything is.
Yeah.
It could be easy. We have an order just for like a 300 grand order. And everything we've lost over the last year is swallowed up in one order.
One hit.
Obviously, we see the big opportunities in the UK, but the opportunities in Europe are massive because they consolidate the purchasing. So all the purchasing for one particular public sector, so it could be education, would all, for one country, will all go through one tender.
Sick.
So it's one massive opportunity.
And that's interesting. What Owen's saying as well, that tender stuff, is it takes a while for people to build confidence in us. And like we saw in February, that Jules got his first ever like tender from Spain. And it took a few years in the UK for us to win any tenders. And what happens is then it's like, oh, I won one tender. Oh, I win a couple of tenders. And then I'm starting to win all the tenders. And that's what's starting to happen. Well, that already happens to us in the UK. But at the moment, we're at that place where we're bidding for tenders for 2 years, nothing really happened. Oh, we start to win ones here, twos here. And then in a second, like Owen said, we'll get a year that will compensate for all the years where we didn't win anything. A lot of it is do not get beaten by the mental game. You keep pushing, and then everything makes sense and all the dots connect.
So with the tenders at the minute, it's like a blind squirrel crossing a net. Like you said, in the UK, we'll be asking questions why we don't win the tenders for the phone cases and tablet cases.
Which is cool because when you first started, maybe it was about when Owen first started, maybe 6 months before, probably 6 months before, we weren't winning any tenders, were we?
No.
And then when Owen started, we're at the point where like, oh, whoa, we won a tender.
Maybe like 1 out of 15.
And at this point, if we don't win one, like Owen said, it's major questions as to what went wrong. Were we out? Where were we out? Because we shouldn't lose anything because no one is doing what we're doing better than us. If it comes to price, service, whatever it is, we're doing better than them. So if something goes wrong and we don't win a deal, we go to the drawing board fully. Yeah. Before, we knew what we had, but the market didn't know what we had. So we expected to lose deals to brands that were more well-known.
It seems the only deals we lose now is if the customer's adamant they want the OEM, like the actual Microsoft or the actual brand.
If it's a case like ours, we go back to the drawing board. We'd even go through look at the pricing, the whole pricing structure, thinking, are we competitive enough? What are we doing wrong? Are we giving our customers the best level of service? So if if we went in lower on pricing, which we normally do, we push back to our supplier then and say, right, we didn't win this particular product. Is there anything you can do on no pricing? So we look at the methods of shipping over here to save the pricing, packaging, anything where we can get a price lower, where we can obviously relay that onto our customers then, and then it gives them the better chance of winning as well. Yeah,
anytime we get a downturn, we just assume that we're doing something wrong. And normally it's the market, we're not losing ground, but we feel like if we just take accountability, like it must be us. We must be doing something wrong. What's wrong with our service? Then when you get to times when the market resumes, you have more than when you started. I think one of the worst things you can do in business is just be like, oh, well, it must be quiet. But that's never what we do. But also, because we don't do that, it comes at a cost. It's always stressful, isn't it? We never sit there like, well, tough times for us. We just got to get through it. We just think, someone's making money out here. And I actually think that's the better way to be in it. It just means you don't sleep as well at night.
Pretty last year, the whole IT channel, wasn't it? Yeah. And we banged our head against a brick wall. We thought we was quiet. We got callers in. So we had Liv started, and her sole role was just to bring the customers, so she's a client relationship manager. We tried everything, and I think now where the business is coming back, it's paying off now. Yeah. Where the business wasn't there last year, and we still held our head above water. Now it's paying dividends when the business is back. I think we are excelling.
Definitely. It seems like these things always happen almost like a test because our business started getting really tough, and even cash was getting like, we need to be careful, make sure that we're not overcommitting in stock. We got Chinese New Year coming up, and then suddenly, after all of that, the efforts, bang. Just as things were getting hard, we get like these best ever months. So yeah, it's mad. It's kind of like, don't let it beat you and you'll get rewarded. And kind of the same thing we're seeing out here as well. Yeah. It would have been very easy to quit, wouldn't it? And now we're at a place where we're mimicking what the business was doing 2017, 2018. It can be interesting now going into the 2019 stages where things really start to crack. Sick, man. It's going to be big.
Okay, cheers.
So, I look forward to seeing what deals coming on the drive back.
Yeah, I'll keep you updated.
See you on the 11th.
Happy days.
Nice one, bro.
Safe travel, speaks.
Sick work, Jeffrey. You and Emre yesterday. Yeah. Is that the biggest delivery we've done yet?
I think so, yes.
Oh, sick, man.
Yeah, I think next week we're also expecting 1,800 glasses. The quantity is bigger than this. Yesterday was 1,750 Spartans.
Yeah.
Probably have to go in the back seat.
Alright, back seat. But yeah, the glasses are smaller, but the quantities are bigger.
Right, so a lot of what we talk about at JLC is you act as if, and then it shall be, you know? So like, assume that everything you're speaking is going to be spoken into existence. Anyway, we talk the talk, except for when it comes to our units. So we're like, yeah, but we don't want a unit too big because it's too much to bite off. But hang on a minute. I thought that we say we need to act as if. So we're going to now. We obviously had our board meeting yesterday, and our new revelation is that there's a great property in Cleveland. I don't want to name which property in case someone here tries to snake us. It's a lot bigger than our property. We have, I think, 18 months left in our property, maybe 16 months. However, so we got 18 months left in this property, but the problem is, and as many of the people who will watch this series will know, there is literally nowhere to breathe back home. So I'm thinking now, we are having good months. we go as we mean to go on, and instead of having this cagey, like, yeah, but we don't want to risk it in case. Nah. We're gonna go now, look at the unit and sign up. Obviously price dependent, but we're now gonna get set up so that we're moving into a bigger premises at the end of 2025. So our lease ends on the 31st of August, 2025 in Cleveland, but I want us now to start. It's like a fish going to a bigger tank. And I think that if we have a bigger tank, we will become bigger fish. So this unit in Cleveland is 60% bigger. And I think it'll mean that we could actually breathe and we'll have space to work. And maybe even have space to like have multiple meeting rooms. Because at the moment, one meeting room isn't even sufficing, is it? I think we felt like a small, medium business for a long time. And now is a time where we go from like 40, 50 staff to the hundreds. But we need a premises to be able to facilitate that. So that's gonna be fun.
Nice.
And we obviously have made a huge push on all of the calls that are happening out here. And already we're seeing great feedback, like from both Laura and Jules. Jules had a quote yesterday or the day before for 600 cases that came straight off the back of calls. And like I said to you guys before in the other episodes, calls is one of those things that no one likes to do. Trust me, I know, because the time I've done jobs that were calling, I hate it. But also I know and I can see empirical difference. Well, I use empirical data to, we get more quotes when we make more calls. So it's a shitty part of the job. We all need to do things that we don't want to do. It is what it is. Me and Beak are driving 10 hours today, so that's life, innit?
Yeah.
We were talking about like, you put these people in roles and like, maybe the company's not big and it can be stressful, but for example, one of the things you have to start biting down is understanding that certain people are needed to manage it. And even though you can get a bit stressed relinquishing control, because I think like innately as people, we don't want to relinquish things, you can't scale up a business without it. So we look for talent, like you look for the Lukes, who are like these emotionally stable, reasonable, good mediators. We also look for the same kind of thing in sales. So like with UK sales, what we're having now is Ricky stepping up to a more leadership role, more managerial role, where he's taking accountability for the results that are going up there. And is it because Ricky's the best at making calls? Nah, not necessarily. The reason why Ricky is the best suited for being in leadership up in sales upstairs is because, and this is genuine, right? This is not me trying to blow smoke up. I ask for his advice because he's so level. He's hungry, but he doesn't let his own needs and wants intervene between that hunger. So you can ask for advice from Ricky that is really solid. And the older I get, the more I realize that's a commodity. So much so that I even go to someone like Ricky to ask for his advice because I can't give myself advice that is that agendaless. It's like we're trying to form this business that runs without us, and it's hard. And also it involves a lot of faith because you always think, like, actually, would I do it that way? Nah, trust me, everyone has a different way of doing things, but what I'm starting to realize is everyone's way kind of does work as well. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I really think that what's looking to be like a magic dynamic in the UK office is Nat looking after like all the calls and everything, and Ricky looking after the mediation and the level, because he's a strong head. They respect him, and I think that as like a combo. Is that why we're smashing it so hard night by now? It's definitely one of the factors. It's obviously everything combines.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nat's doing a great job of leading that team as well, right?
Very well.
Getting like crazy calls. Yeah, it's a bit like you when you were doing it before, innit? Be like, she's got a good way of pushing people without them feeling like they're being pushed.
Yeah, definitely.
So keep up the good work, Nat and Rick. Jack won last month.
Yeah, he did.
Right, amazing work. King Jack strikes again. He takes the public sector month, king of public sector, and destroys everyone.
Yeah.
Amazing work, brother. And I look forward to seeing what comes this week.
Hello guys. Today I thought I would update you guys on a pretty cool opportunity we're currently working on. Give you a little update. We're working on an opportunity currently, designing and manufacturing some headphone covers. We're not going to talk about the headset, but we got this opportunity here, and we currently can't find anything on the market that's within budget. So we're working on designing this product and manufacturing it to be able to be competitive in the space. The current offerings at the moment just aren't really, they're not in the budget. So we're trying to design our own that will obviously then meet the standards of what the customer's after. So hopefully we can have some good luck with this, and we'll keep you posted on the process.
Now, who do you think is the most stressed at work? Let's find out what everyone else thinks.
Hey Becky, what's the most stressful job at JLC?
I would probably say James, because there must be a lot going on for him.
What's the most stressful job at JLC?
I'd say Barry, because of all the stuff he's got to do and everything.
What, driving a Tesla around? Don't put that in.
I'll point that in. What is the most stressful job at JLC?
Mine.
Yeah.
Payments out. Very stressful.
I can imagine, yeah.
Payroll, very
Payroll
stressful.
comes out, yeah.
Month end.
Month end. Is that, whose job would you say that? Your job?
Oh, one of them's mine, yes. The other one's Lex's, so yeah.
Okay, fair enough. This office is probably a very high stress.
And we're so chilled.
We are, aren't we?
We are,
For a
actually.
fan
Guys,
I would say actual job, because obviously end of month is the same for everybody, it's busy for all of us. I'd say if there was a job that is the most difficult, I probably would say logistics, because they have to deal with all the customers, chase them for ETAs, chase them for problems, they have to fix a problem, so I'd probably say logistics is probably one of the hardest jobs.
I did think of them when I was thinking of this question.
Yeah, I think logistics is a pretty good answer. Like end of month, everyone's from the warehouse, I'm supposed to get everything in. I guess they're probably the most all-round.
Sure.
Or maybe in the warehouse.
Okay, maybe in the
I
warehouse.
don't think the warehouse
Yeah,
is that stressed.
Who's stressed in the warehouse?
I think
What was
it's supposed
that?
to be the warehouse.
Shredder.
Oh.
No comment.
What?
No.
To get all the orders out for the end of the day and stuff like that must be a constant timeline to get everything.
Yes, but it's fun, so it's not stressful.
Actually, everything's fun at the end of the month.
I will. Okay,
They
so
do have a lot of laughter out there. A lot of
they
fun
do.
out there,
They always.
so,
I
yeah,
do.
they do.
What would you say is the most stressful job at JLC?
I'd say my job.
Delivery can be quite stressful at times.
Yeah.
Delivery.
Mine.
Yeah, it's just
I
who's.
got to keep everyone entertained and do delivery. So
Oh, is that your job?
make everyone laugh, you know. I want to see what everyone else says.
Yeah, Ben. What are you saying?
That's pretty cool.
Delivery, you said.
Yeah, delivery, mate.
Delivery. Okay. Well, whose
Nice
job is
rig.
that? What's the most stressful job at JLC?
Stressful job.
The most stressful job at JLC.
Couldn't say working with Charlie, but end of day.
End of day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, end of month and end of day. Because it's usually like, oh, can we get this? Can we get that out? I would say, yeah, when you get 10 deliveries, when you're only meant to get one.
And when your boss tells you there's no deliveries and you get 48 boxes, that's stressful.
Silence is a virtue, isn't it?
Arlene, what would you say is the most stressful job at JLC?
This lot.
This is the most
Every single one of these yubbos.
What would you say is the most stressful job at JLC?
A stressful job? None of it really. I mean, it's busy times can be a bit stressful, and if you know, you just try not to get stressed, because if you get stressed, everyone else gets stressed.
Exactly.
So you just like just try to keep calm. I do lose my cool a few times, but it's allowed.
It's allowed.
So I would say end of month is I would agree end of month. And then obviously stock take is going to be because
That is fair.
Because that's time.
I don't know if that's stressful. Well, stressful towards the end of it,
Yeah.
but more just annoying.
Yeah. So end of month I think is probably the most stressful time here. Yeah. When deliveries don't turn up.
Or they turn up when they're not supposed to. Or What's the most stressful job at JLC?
Packing.
Nah, I'm joking. I don't know, whatever, like, who looks most stressed all the time? Probably like something to do with computers, ringing people up.
Oh, Liv.
Yeah, having to deal with customers would be pretty stressful.
So, logistics.
Yeah.
I don't know what the. No, ask me in a minute. Ask me in a minute.
What's the most stressful job at JLC?
Answering these questions because they don't know the answers to them.
There you go then, that's fine. Barry, what's the most stressful job at JLC?
My job, obviously.
Good
My
then.
job,
There you go.
speaking
Oh,
to
so it is your
people.
job. Okay.
So stressful trying to call people, and when they don't answer me, I just want to be nice.
Okay, so your job's the most stressful for you, of course. Yeah.
So stressful.
Barry Richardson is the most stressful part of JLC.
What's the most stressful job at JLC?
For me, when I have James and Beat, because everyone always needs them.
Fair.
Do you know what I mean? Everyone always needs them, but they do great. And then Mandy, Yeah, because
payroll
finance, it's like everyone wants her for that sort of thing. Yeah, and she does a lot. And I think finance as a whole is probably quite stressful.
Yeah.
But you don't hear about it enough.
No, that office just stays
Yeah.
quiet. Exactly. That's what this is for.
Yeah.
Alright, Beresford, what's the most stressful job at JLC?
There isn't one.
There isn't a stressful job at JLC?
No.
Stay. Just don't get stressed. Solves all the issues, there is no stressful
What about
job.
Mandy and payroll?
It's not that stressful, is it?
Very rare.
Hey guys, what's the most stressful job at JLC? What are you eating?
Sitting next to Joel.
Having to talk across me. Around me.
Being in Joel's presence.
God, poor Joel. I know. This is a click over here. I'm surprised anyone gets a word in.
I'm in the middle of the organisation committee between these three.
I would probably say Mandy's.
God, you guys are really busy at work, aren't you?
We're going here tomorrow.
We're going here tomorrow.
Oh, is that for the...
Yeah, we've just found out one of our customers has a vegan restaurant attached to their
Listen
office.
to how cool this is.
What?
Yes, it has.
We also,
I saw
Natalie,
this
organised us some vegan
Oh, you got some
cupcakes
cupcakes. Nice.
and vegan sweets.
Wow.
Providing for the vegans.
Providing for the vegan.
Yeah.
It's the most stressful job at JLC.
I don't know. I expect Beak speaking to all the salespeople is probably quite stressful.
What's the most stressful job at JLC?
Oh, mine. I'd say it's probably Arlene's job, warehouse controller.
Arlene,
yeah, I've been her. I've done that. It's not fun at times, but yeah, I don't envy her.
During the day of the 3rd, I sent Harry Beresford undercover upstairs to find sales room secrets. And what he did find was even more disturbing. We're nearing the end of day, and did everyone get all the work they wanted to do finished? Let's find out.
Is there anything that you didn't get done today that you wish you had?
No, not really. I think everything's on track. Yeah, as you can see, we've started the stock
it's a stock take now, okay.
Yeah, so I'm just doing a little dummy run. Well, it's an actual, but yeah, just doing it before we sort of give it out to the guys. Me and Charlie are just going around. And yeah. So yeah, we're doing a cyclical stock take this year, which means we count it throughout the whole year. Purely because in previous stock takes, we've done it in the last sort of 2 or 3 months of the year. So we start in like June, July, and there's just so much to count. And not only do you have to count it once, if there's a discrepancy, we have to go over it again and do a recount. So like last year, we counted it all pretty quick, but some of the discrepancies, obviously we don't want to be amending stock without like proper answers.
Yeah.
We don't want to get caught out by that. So this year we're starting even earlier again.
Yeah.
So any discrepancies, we've got first wave of people going and actually counting numbers, updating the sheet, and then Arthur will go in and look at any discrepancies.
Okay.
So we should again refine it again and be a little bit ahead of the curve this year
Nice.
again. What we're doing this year as well, so we can again make the warehouse a little bit tidier, just improve it a little bit more. Everybody's been given like a shelf or an area to look after. So
Okay.
last year it'd be filtered in alphabetical order, and sometimes they'd be bouncing around when they're doing the counts.
Yeah.
But now they'll be in one area, and they'll also be responsible for making sure the boxes look good. Everything's tidy, instead of just counting it and just throwing it everywhere
Yeah.
and getting it done and writing it down. There's going to be, they'll all be responsible for a shelf, and then obviously once they hand it back, then you can actually see who's done a good job on the shelf.
Yeah.
There could be some prizes,
That might
like
be
the best.
If there's a massive discrepancy, someone's just not
yeah,
counting.
discrepancy and like box presentation, everything like that. So yeah, again, hopefully you should be again improving on last year.
Is there anything that you haven't managed to get done today that you wish you had?
I wish I would get all of this done, but I've still got time.
You still got time. You still got a decent amount.
Yeah.
Is there anything you haven't done today that you wish you had?
Brought more food.
Is there anything that you haven't done today that you wish you had?
Not
Anything
really.
you haven't got done today?
No.
Arlene, is there anything that you haven't managed to get done today that you wish you had?
No, we're getting there.
Is there anything that you haven't managed to get done today that you wish you had?
No.
Nat, is there anything that you haven't managed to get done today that you wish you had?
Some calls.
Penny, is there anything that you haven't managed to get done today that you wish you had?
No.
Joel, is there anything that you haven't done today that you wish you had?
No.
Athena, anything that you haven't managed to get done today that you wish you had?
No.
All good.
Haven't gotten done today that you wish you had?
I don't think so. I think it's all good. Like we all planned all tomorrow. Tomorrow's planned. Like, visit with CC. Loads of like annoying tasks I had sort of left last month I've done. So yeah, just chased up a lot of my ops, just seeing what else is out there really. So, yeah, pretty productive.
I have nothing for you.
Is there anything that you haven't gotten done today that you wish you had?
Not really.
Josh, anything you haven't done today that you wish you had?
I haven't washed my new bottle. Yeah, actually.
Well, you got a new bottle?
Yeah, I haven't washed it yet. I did want to do that and I ain't got around to it.
Oh, it's nice. I like that.
And now, for the end of day figures. In the UK, we processed 164 orders with a turnover of £16,495. We're still in that lull period just between the budget dump and the budget renewal, so don't worry about it. Stay tuned. There's big things coming.